Welcome to the DJN TV Chill Room Chat, your space to unwind and talk shop. This episode is sponsored by MadeByDJs.com, innovative tools designed specifically by DJs for DJs. DJEventPlanner.com, the industry standard for streamlining your business and booking faster. And DJRequests.com, the easiest way to manage your dance floor's vibe in real time. Support the show by using our Amazon affiliate link at djntv.com/Amazon. Now, let's get into the mix.
A wedding DJ I was talking to the other day told me that the videographer and the photographer showed up after he had everything set up and dropped all of their equipment all around his setup and then set up lights. And all he did was spend most of the evening with me explaining how everything went poorly because he just didn't care. He didn't look at that stuff. Hi, I'm Bill. This is Creative License. Thanks for being a part of today's show. My sponsors are Electro Voice, DJ Event Planner, Disc Jockey News, Promo Only, Perfect Portals, and of course my my workshop, The Entertainment Experience. Okay, so yeah, no, I get that. I've been there. We've all been there. We have other vendors come in and disrespect our space, and then start doing things to mess up the vibe that we've got created when it comes to the way it looks and the way it sounds and the way it looks and the lights. I get that. I really do. Why is it that you're trying to have a conversation about this on the day of? First of all, if you haven't reached out to the photographer and the videographer and find out about how they're going to be doing their work so that you guys can collaborate in the space before it happens, then doing it on the day of is kind of like having a pissing contest, which never goes well because the event is not really about whether or not, what you do is more important than what he does, even though we're all sure that what we do is more important than what anybody else does at a wedding. They feel the same way, right? They came in to do the videographer and the photographer, and they know that they do best when they can get their cameras set the way they want and their lighting the way they say they want, because the client has come in and looked at their work, and their work is beautiful and amazing, and that work was created with the kind of lighting that they bring and the kind of angles and things that they set up. So they don't want to change how they do the way they do things any more than you want to change the way you do things. That's just the way it is. So there's got to be a way to find a collaboration to make it all work. Because you're not the only one that the client's paying for. You're not more important in the eyes of the client. They need to have all of these things. They need to make sure they all work in tandem. Because trust me, when the photographer and the videographer get there, and they see your rig and all the lights that you're setting up, they're going, oh my God, they've got all these lights. It's going to get in the way of the shot. He's doing the little laser things and the little tiny flashy lighty things. And I got to fix that all in post, or I got to talk him into turning it off. God, I hate DJs. And the DJs, God, I hate photographers. As opposed to, what does the client like about both of you? I'm telling you, most of the time, the client doesn't care about your lights, because you can probably deliver on a great party without those lights, and they know that. And most of the time, photography has to do with lights. Okay, yeah, you got to be good with a camera, but if you're really good with lighting and how you light your work, you can create amazing things. I mean, lighting is very important to cinematography and photography, and clients know that. They do. In fact, they've been talked to about it. When you sat down with your client and talked about your lighting, you went, I got cool lights. You want dance floor lights? You got dance floor lights. You want up lights? I give you up lights. You're not saying how that's going to enhance the room and the vibe. And at the end of the day, your vibe and the way it feels for everybody in the room is not going to be as important when you line it up against the fact that they're paying $5,000 for a guy to catch that vibe, to create an image that they saw them create for another client and they saw it in a book. So to create that image, they've got to set it up the way they set it up the last time. They've done their homework. They know what they're doing. But they didn't talk to you, and you didn't talk to them, so instead you're all mad. The photographer dumping all of their gear in front of your well set up space, your staged area, yeah, that's not cool. That's not professional. That's not very courteous. And yeah, you should have a little more respect than that. But having that conversation ahead of time instead of later going, I wish he wouldn't have done that. What a jerk. I hated that guy. He just came in and he dumped his stuff. Why didn't you say something? I mean, really, man. I've started having these conversations well ahead of time, but even when I wasn't, on the event day, when the photographer got there and started dumping stuff around where I didn't like it, all I had to say was, hey man, can we put this someplace that's not in my staged, beautiful area? And they go, oh God, I didn't even think about it. You know why they don't think about it? Because we never say anything about it. We just bitch about it under our breath. A professional doesn't do that. A professional works with the other professional in a professional manner so that they both get what they need. Can you do that? Do you do that? Or are you just afraid to have the conversation? I don't need to know the answer to this, but you do. So ask yourself, are you collaborating or are you just bitching under your breath? I'm Bill. This is Creative License, and I will see you next week.